Okay, so you know how we were talking about that concert last month? The energy was just
Oh,
insane.
yeah. Totally electric.
Right. And it got me thinking, like you go to a show, you like the music, fine. But there's this whole other level happening.
Hmm.
It's like people aren't just, fans in the casual sense. They're living it, breathing it.
It's almost part of them.
Exactly. Like an extension of themselves. I saw this one person, front row, just completely gone, tears, singing every single word.
Yeah.
It really made me stop and think it was way more than just being a fan.
That's exactly the thing. It reminds me of those legendary stories you hear.
Like Beatlemania.
Yeah, Beatlemania, people fainting over Elvis back in the day, which seemed totally extreme then, right? But now, with everything online, it feels like that same level of intense devotion hasn't just stuck around, it's gone into hyperdrive.
Totally. It's a
It's
touch.
not just screaming at the stage anymore. Now it's kind of screaming at the screen too. All day, every day, across the whole world. It's what?
It really, really is. And that's kind of what we wanted to dig into today, right?
Yeah.
This whole deep dive is all about fandom. Not just like the definition of it, but how it shifts and changes. For better, sometimes for worse.
And how it shapes us, actually. Like who we are as individuals, how these communities form.
And what it all means for the artists, the creators who are kind of in the middle of this huge, sometimes totally overwhelming wave of, well, love, obsession.
Yeah, devotion. Our mission here is really to try and unpack that intense connection people feel.
Right.
Whether it's that raw energy you felt at the concert, that primal collective thing,
Right.
or, the quieter side. Someone in their bedroom, late at night, pouring their heart into making fan art or writing fan fiction.
Yeah, that dedication. We want to understand what makes these communities tick, the power they have. And it's undeniable power. And it's crucially, the unexpected stuff, the messy parts, when that passion kind of boils over.
Because it definitely doesn't always stay positive, does it?
Not at all. That intensity, though.
Yeah.
That's what gets me.
Yeah.
Thinking about being a really passionate music fan, it's never just about, oh, I like this song, is it? It feels way deeper.
Definitely.
I remember reading something, I think it was this fan, maybe in their 50s, talking about a band they loved forever. And they said they could actually feel the artist's emotion inside them when they listened.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, that's not just listening. That's something else entirely, like osmosis or something.
It absolutely is. And when you hear that kind of thing, it's clearly way beyond just admiration. It's becoming this deep psychological identification.
Identification.
Yeah, you see it through stuff like social identity theory, where people get a big chunk of their self-concept, like who they think they are from the groups they're in.
Right, like being a fan is the group.
Exactly. So it's about feeling what the artist feels, kind of living through their stuff vicariously. And then this is key, finding other people who feel the exact same way.
The community aspect.
Precisely. It stops being just a hobby. It actually weaves itself into your identity. It's part of who you are, how you see things, even how you act. It's like the artist becomes an extension of you.
And the scale of it now.
Yeah.
It's just staggering. We talk about Beatlemania, Elvis, and that felt like the absolute peak back then.
Right. Extreme.
But now, with everything digital, that intense feeling, that collective obsession, it's exploded. It's not just concerts or fan mail anymore.
Wow.
It's this constant global online thing that's always on, always buzzing, amplifying everything.
The internet completely changed the game. Before, fan stuff was, limited. Fan mail, maybe a newsletter, maybe a local meetup if you were lucky.
Yeah, slow.
Right. It built community, sure, but it was constrained by geography, by time delays. Now, the connection is instant, global.
Always on.
And that immediate, everywhere, all the time feedback loop, it makes that identification feeling even stronger, I think, more widespread. You're not just a fan, you're part of something massive, something happening right now everywhere. It just collapses space and time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It creates this feeling of belonging, even if you're miles apart.
Exactly. Synchronous belonging.
And that feeds right into this other thing I find fascinating. The branding of it all.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not just I like Taylor Swift. It's I'm a Swiftie. Or I'm in the Bayhive.
Or Beliebers, little monsters.
Yeah. And even going back, you had the Deadheads for the Grateful Dead or Parrot Heads for Jimmy Buffett. It's way more than just liking the music. It's like a whole sub-identity. You're literally branding yourself. joining a tribe.
It's so interesting how some of those have really deep roots, right? Like the Deadheads evolved organically over decades. It was a whole subculture around touring, community, a certain philosophy.
The almost counterculture?
Totally. Built on shared experience, kind of separate from the mainstream. But then you have these newer ones, the Swifties, the Bayhive. They feel very modern, born from digital connections, hashtags, maybe even encouraged by the artists themselves sometimes.
It's like a signal.
Exactly. A way to signal your values, your interests, who you're aligned with. It's a chosen tribe. And in a world that feels kind of fragmented, these tribes offer this powerful sense of belonging, recognition. It's like a shortcut to saying, this is me.
And these digital connections, they make it possible for fans to find each other from anywhere, forming these huge, complex communities. Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Discord. They become the central hubs.
Absolutely. Like, if you're into K-pop, you know exactly where the online town square is, where to share stuff, debate theories, organize projects.
It's a shared space, even if it's virtual.
It is, but it's not just virtual either. Think about the real-world side of it, like comic conventions.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Huge. I saw something about San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. We're talking hundreds of thousands of people showing up every year.
Yeah.
And they're not just trade shows. They're specifically set up as like safe spaces for fans, creating these really vibrant, expressive niches within the whole industry. It's not just online, it's physical, collective. You can literally wear your fandom.
And the money they bring in?
Yeah.
It's not trivial.
Not at all.
We're talking serious cash. For something like New York Comic Con, it's like way over $100 billion pumped into the local economy. Maybe even close to $200 million some years.
That's insane.
Hotels packed, restaurants full, little shops getting a massive boost, transit working overtime. It's a huge business. It just shows how powerful these fan communities are, way beyond just the emotional stuff. They're an economic force.
It really proves it. These cons aren't just fun weekends. They're opportunities for whole industries to tap into what people want. They adjust the location, the size, the panels, all based on what this super dedicated crowd is into.
It's incredible influence.
It's a serious testament to their economic muscle. They don't just buy tickets, they prop up entire local economies. You see artists, merch creators, food trucks, all orbiting these events, sustained by that collective fan energy and spending.
Which makes you think about how technology totally shifted fan engagement. We went from paper newsletters to email lists.
Forums to online communities.
Right. But then there was another leap, kind of beyond just generic social media. Now you're seeing these dedicated fan apps popping up. Like I heard about one called Fan Circles.
Oh, Fan Circles is a perfect example of that next step. It's a huge leap in how artists can connect.
Right.
It's basically designed to give them a direct line, no algorithms, no noise from other platforms.
Like their own private channel.
Exactly. Imagine an artist just dropping exclusive behind-the-scenes video or raw audio from practice or doing a live Q&A just for their core fans where it doesn't get lost in the Twitter chaos.
That sounds way more intimate.
It fosters a much deeper, more curated community feel. It honestly feels like the future of how artists build that direct connection with their most dedicated followers. It's like a custom-built digital home for the fandom.
Which feels kind of needed, actually.
Yeah.
Because that direct link, it can build so much good stuff. Real community. And that brings us to the part I really love about fandom when it's just this pure force for good. Like at its heart, it offers community, right? Camaraderie.
That sense of belonging.
Yeah. It's a powerful way for people to bond over something they love. Like you hear those stories, the people camping out for Taylor Swift tickets for months.
In all kinds of weather.
Right. Just to get a good spot.
Yeah.
That shared experience, that collective endurance, it builds something really strong, like a temporary family almost.
It's absolutely true. And that connection, it doesn't just stop when the concert ends. People go home, they tell everyone, they relive it online, look up clips.
Buy the merch.
Buy the merch, download more music, maybe even follow causes the artist cares about. It's not a one-off thing. It's this ongoing engagement that deepens their identity and strengthens those community bonds. It becomes this continuous conversation.
Between the fan, the artist, the other fans.
Yeah, a feedback loop of meaning and purpose.
And it goes beyond just music and merch, too. Artists can be such powerful forces for social change. They have this incredible platform, right, to raise awareness, inspire actual change.
It's huge.
Whether it's directly in their work or just by speaking out, making people think differently, art can really unite people.
The impact is profound. We've seen so many examples, especially around mental health, which is just so critical, like Billie Eilish.
Yeah, she's been so open.
Incredibly open, talking about depression, anxiety, body dysmorphia, self-harm since she was, 17? Even talking about suicidal thoughts and how her mom saved her life.
That's incredibly brave.
And that raw honesty from someone like her, it can be literally life-changing for fans going through the same things. She tells them, please take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves. That hits differently than a pamphlet.
Totally. And Kid Cudi, too. When he talked about his depression and anxiety, checking into rehab back in 2016, that felt like a huge moment, especially in hip-hop.
Massive. For a guy in a genre that often pushes hypermasculinity, his honesty did so much to destigmatize getting help. Not just for other artists, but for fans, especially in the Black community. It was a big step.
And Keisha sharing her struggles with anxiety and depression, saying she wanted to comfort others by telling her story, even writing that essay about how hard the holidays can be.
These artists aren't just entertainers. They offer comfort, solidarity,
Yeah.
a sense that you're not alone. It can literally save lives. They turn their pain into a path for others to heal.
And it's not only mental health. Look at someone like Michael Franti.
Oh yeah, great example.
He uses his music constantly for peace, social justice, talking about war, poverty, promoting veganism, performing barefoot. And his nonprofit, Do It for the Love, uses music to help people with life-threatening illnesses. That's direct action.
And visual artists too, sometimes even more direct. Banksy, using street art for sharp political commentary on poverty, war, racism, even doing stuff in Ukraine recently.
Right, that satirical edge.
Or think historically, Picasso's Guernica against war, or A.I. Weiwei challenging governments, highlighting human rights abuses, even recreating the cell he was detained in. Art that forces you to look.
It's a long tradition, isn't it? Aaron Douglas during the Harlem Renaissance, using his art against racism. Or Shamsia Hassani in Afghanistan, using graffiti for women's rights, despite the danger. It's artists using their voice for change.
It truly is. And what's really compelling now is how fans aren't just listening passively. They're becoming active agents themselves.
Like the K-pop fans.
Exactly. Using those tight networks and tech skills they honed boosting their idols. Using them for social movements, political action, organizing online, sometimes even manipulating systems.
It's like digitally native activism.
It is, but it builds on older ideas, right?
Yeah.
Fan activism isn't totally new. People were using toy printing presses in the 1800s, amateur radio in the 20s, creating their own networks.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but digital tech just amplified the speed, the reach, the scale globally. It's incredibly powerful now.
So fandom becomes this space for practicing activism skills.
Kind of, yeah. Forging networks, sharing knowledge, rehearsing skills that can then be used for political change. Think about young people, maybe not old enough to vote, but passionate about issues. They use pop culture language.
Like the Handmaid's Tale outfits at protests.
Exactly. Or people singing, "Do you hear the people sing?" from Les Mis during the Hong Kong protests. It's turning cultural engagement into real-world action. Fandom as civic engagement.
Which is amazing, but as amazing as that light side is, there's always that shadow, isn't there? That darkness that seems to come with intense connection.
It feels almost unavoidable sometimes, a dark mirror.
And nothing captures that like Eminem's song Stan. Man, that song predicted so much.
It really did. Back in 2000, way before Twitter mobs were a thing, it just perfectly showed how admiration can twist into this really disturbing entitlement and delusion.
That character Stan,
Yeah.
believing he had this personal connection with Eminem.
That's the parasocial interaction idea, that
Yeah.
one-sided bond. And as wild how Stan, a fictional character, became the actual word we use for an obsessive fan. It's in the dictionary.
It's crazy that a song character became a real-world label. It shows how much that song hit a nerve, tapped into something real that was maybe always there, but just exploded with the internet.
And social media just poured gasoline on that fire. Cyberbullying, trolling, doxing, revealing someone's private info online. That stuff is terrifyingly common now.
That's not just intense letters anymore.
No, it's immediate, public, often anonymous mobs. The internet removes barriers, creates this sense of collective anonymity that fuels bad behavior.
The examples are just chilling. Reading about Swifties allegedly doxing critics, sending death threats, even going after ex-girlfriends of her boyfriends.
Or the Barbs, Nicki Minaj fans harassing journalists, Ariana Grande fans doxing a blogger. It shines a light on a really dangerous side of extreme devotion. It's not passion, it's like digital vigilantism.
Based on this warped loyalty.
And it ties back to that parasocial thing, crossing a line, from just liking someone to feeling like you know them or even own them. When that happens, any criticism feels like a personal attack, and the mob forms. The digital distance makes it easier to dehumanize the target, too.
And then there's gatekeeping. Ugh.
Yeah, that lovely phenomenon.
When some fans think they're the real fans, the guardians of the fandom, and they just tear down newcomers who don't meet their, arbitrary standards.
You haven't read all the comics, or you only like the movies.
Exactly. It just feels so exclusionary. Doesn't that just kill the fun and stop new people from joining?
It often does. Look at Star Wars. New movies, new characters, especially women or people of color, face brutal harassment from parts of the fan base.
Or black cosplayers getting abused for dressing as light-skinned characters.
Right. Even in niche hobbies like D&D or Warhammer, you hear about people trying to keep out the tourists. It raises that really tricky question. Is gatekeeping ever okay?
Does it protect the purity of something?
Or does it just ruin the fun and guarantee something dies out because it can't change or welcome new people? It's a total contradiction.
You hear both sides.
Yeah.
Some say, fine, let it die if it can't stay pure. Others are like, that's how things fade away. It's this constant battle.
And it often leads to backlash when artists try to evolve.
Oh, definitely. Like Taylor Swift with Reputation. Huge shift.
Hmm.
Or Playboy Cardi with Whole Lotta Red.
Right.
Fans lost their minds because they changed their sound.
It puts artists in this impossible spot, right? It feels like fans can sometimes try to control them, limit their creative freedom.
So the artist has to choose my artistic integrity or my paycheck.
Pretty much. And this idea that a true fan must support every change, even if they hate it, that's complicated. It feels less like support and more like ownership.
And speaking of complicated,
Yeah.
the gender thing. How we view fandom toxicity. This feels uncomfortable but important.
Yeah.
Why are K-pop and pop fandoms, often full of young women, so quick to be labeled weird or crazy? While intense sports fandoms, mostly guys, get less flack, even when there are actual riots and violence.
It feels like a massive double standard, doesn't it? There's this whiff of sexism, maybe xenophobia too. Like anything teenage girls are passionate about is automatically seen as lesser or silly.
Right. Football riots are hooliganism bad, but kind of understood. K-pop fans organizing online is insane asylum behavior. It really makes you question the biases at play.
Absolutely. But to be fair, sports fandom isn't immune. There's plenty of darkness there too. Fights, property damage, and players get turned on viciously by their own fans if they slump.
True. It's not just one group. And then you have outliers like the Juggalos, fans of Insane Clown Posse.
Right, described as weirdly both chill and insane.
But also surprisingly progressive sometimes. And fiercely anti-corporate, never taking sponsorships for their big gathering. It's such a spectrum.
It totally is. It shows that intense human behavior, good or bad, isn't confined to one genre or demographic. The core needs belonging, expression, identity are similar across the board.
But how society labels it differs wildly. Reveals more about us than them, maybe.
Exactly. It's our biases showing.
Okay, shifting gears a bit, but still related. The whole world of fan creations. Fan fiction, fan art.
Fan films, cosplay.
Yeah. Fans aren't just consuming, they're actively creating. And this isn't new, right? People have been riffing on myths and stories forever.
Absolutely. Think mythological variations, folktale reinterpretations. It's ancient. But the internet just blew it up. The reach, the visibility, the sheer volume of fan-made content now is unprecedented.
Websites full of Harry Potter fanfic, Pinterest flooded with fan art.
It's a massive creative outpouring, a collaborative ecosystem building on existing worlds, sometimes even changing them. It democratized creation and distribution like never before.
But that explosion creates this huge legal headache, right?
Oh, yeah. The copyright conundrum.
Do fanfics and fan art infringe on the original copyright? Because technically they're derivative works based on existing stuff.
That's the core issue. There are cases, like one involving a fan script for a Rocky sequel, Anderson v. Stallone. The court said it wasn't protected because it was derivative and unauthorized.
So it's infringement.
Potentially. In the U.S., you have the fair use defense, which tries to balance things. It looks at the purpose of the use. Commercial, transformative. The nature of the original work, how much was used, and the impact on the market for the original.
Sounds complicated.
It is. Cases involving parodies like Two Live Crew's take on Oh, Pretty Woman, or even things like Harry Potter encyclopedias show how messy it gets. There's rarely a simple yes or no.
And companies react so differently. Some Like Lucasfilm back in the day actually encouraged fan films, ran contests.
Which seems smart, builds goodwill, keeps fans engaged.
But then you have others like Disney who are super aggressive about protecting their IP. Characters, stories, music, everything.
They even try to lock down figures from mythology like Loki or Hercules who existed way before Disney did. It's this bizarre swing from encouragement to lockdown.
It really highlights that tension between creativity and corporate control, especially when big money is involved.
Totally. And here's a wild twist. Do the fan creators themselves get any copyright protection for the original parts of their fan work?
Like if they invent a new character within the Star Wars universe.
Exactly. Legally, they might be infringing on Star Wars by using its world, but maybe not on their own original character or plot points within that world. It's a really murky, evolving area of law.
That's fascinating. It's such a statement about creativity itself, though. I mean, some fan fiction is so incredibly good.
Oh, undeniably.
Like, people argue it should be taught in schools, that it's better than some classics. That shows the sheer talent and passion in these communities.
It absolutely does. It proves that passion plus skill can lead to amazing work, sometimes rivaling the original. It blurs the lines between amateur and professional, challenges ideas about authorship. It's a powerful case for democratized storytelling.
So wrapping this up, it's just incredible how stories, music, art create these intense, powerful communities. Fandom brings people together, drives culture, sparks change.
Yeah, the positive side is immense. Connection, conversation, activism.
But that same intensity, that deep connection, can curdle into obsession, toxicity, entitlement. It's that double-edged sword.
Revealing the best and sometimes the absolute worst of human connection, all fueled by the same devotion.
And it leaves us with these big questions, doesn't it? Like, where's the line between supporting an artist and trying to control them?
How do we keep the joy and community of fandom without falling into the traps of gatekeeping or harassment?
And what happens when the fans themselves become this powerful force, this brand? How does that shift the whole dynamic with the creators they love? It feels like such a wild, shifting landscape.
Constantly evolving, the rules feel like they're being written and rewritten as we speak.
Maybe. Maybe fandom, with all its light and shadow, its creativity, and its toxicity. Maybe it's just reflecting our most basic human needs,
To belong.
Yeah, to belong, to express ourselves, to connect with something bigger, no matter how messy or intense it gets along the way. This episode is powered by NeonKore Media for stories they said were too real to tell.